Introducing Indian River Connections, a collaboration to spotlight Indian River's characters. Interviews, biographies, life stories, and projects. These are the people behind the scenes. Business owners, entrepreneurs, journalists, activists. Extraordinary everyday citizens, each with a story.
Welcome to the Connecting People and Places podcast, brought to you by Indian River Connections. I'm here with Gus and Macy Curren of House of Champions, one of our sponsors of the Board Report. We appreciate you guys doing that. That's another podcast under our Indian River Connections umbrella, along with the TGI Now podcast, To The Point podcast, and Binford Chronicles. So welcome, guys. How you guys doing?
Going on, Jim?
How are you?
Good to see you guys. We appreciate you coming on and telling the audience your story about how you started House of Champions and Gus Curren's House of Champions and your journey up until then, and when you started. So you could start with that, Gus.
Well, opened my gym way back in 1996, which is hard to believe. It's almost 30 years now.
Man.
So opened up. I was a young guy, and I was very fortunate to be surrounded by legendary trainers and fighters at that time. And I figured, you know what? I love doing this. Got into the training before the gym. I was training guys out in, elementary schools, out in parking lots and wherever we could go. I was training kids, training a couple professional fighters, and then wound up opening up my gym in 1996.
Oof, unbelievable. And so you had Lou Duva was kind of, you got your mentor at some point during your career, and once you got started at the gym and started training boxers.
Yeah, Lou got me going. He called me up. I thought it was a prank phone call. He called me at my parents' house. My mother says Lou Duva's on the phone. I said, yeah, right. And I got on the phone with him, and it really was him. He says, when are you going to open up a gym? What do you mean open up a gym? He convinced me to open up a gym, and he said, open up your gym and I'll bring all the fighters down there. And he did, and got me going. I already had a couple kids, like I said, a couple kids and a couple professional fighters at the time. And so it made sense.
Wow, that's wild. I remember seeing you out in town and having breakfast with Lou Duva, and I'm like, man, this guy's like, what's he doing here? He's building a boxing a club here in Vera. That's awesome. And then over the years, obviously, being here for 40 years like I have, and you've been having the gym for so long and living here for pretty much our whole lives, being able to bring guys into town like Oscar De La Hoya and Arturo Gatti, my favorite of all time, and Hector Macho Camacho, and bringing that to Vero Beach, and people realizing like, wow, like this is big time stuff, that this is a place where not only are champions training, but that, at the same time, anybody can go in there, any type of age group, any kind of scenario that you guys do there, like the Parkinson's that you do, and the rock steady Parkinson's that you're doing, the training for that, and just everything else that goes on. So Mace, tell us a little bit about what you do. I know you at the gym there, you set the tone in the mornings. It seems like you set the tone. I've been there many times watching you guys, doing the classes. How do you get started with for those that are new, that are thinking about maybe coming to Gus Curren's House of Champions?
Yes. We're there about 8 hours a week. Most of the classes are in the morning, and then we do have an evening class, but I typically work out the first hour of every day with that group. I actually work out with the group. We had a guy that was visiting us last week from a gym in Palm Bay, and he said, man, this is the first time that the coach has ever worked out with me. So I work out with the group, and then basically that's the same workout that everybody kind of does for the day. Obviously I modify it for certain groups, but yeah, so that's basically how it works. But the hardest part is just getting in the door, getting somebody to come in that first time and try it. Everybody thinks I can't do it, but you can.
Yeah, it can be a little intimidating for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in there watching, and I've seen some of the workouts, and I keep saying I'm going to show up, but I play hockey, so it's kind of like but I definitely want to be there. But I've been there for them, and they are intense. But like you guys said, there's a class for anyone, for
Yes.
beginners, kids, Gus has been great with the kids here in town, mentoring children in this town that need the help, that they need to find a purpose. And I think what happened, when you started the gym, Gus, you had a medical situation that you occurred. Tell us a little bit about that and how you overcame that and you were able to build that never give up mentality.
Yeah, when I was a young guy, 11, 12 years old, I was always an active kid, but around 11, 12 years old, um, I would go into what I now know is anaphylactic shock.
Whew.
And back then, I didn't know what was going on. I thought I got asthma all of a sudden, but my eyes would swell shut and close up. I'd be swollen from head to toe, and couldn't figure out what it was. We're going to different clinics and doctors, and for years nobody could figure it out. The only thing they said is you're allergic to exercise. Of all things, I was allergic to exercise, which could mean taking a walk on the beach or playing air hockey, doing something minimal, and almost died. And so then one day I was like, and I was boxing, as a young guy, just learning, through my uncle, but I was never really into it.
Yeah.
And then one day I came across a boxing gym and I said, man, boxing doing it here in Vero Beach. I walked in, and from then it just changed my life. And little by little, to make a long story short, I'd work out, I'd get sick, I'd go home, and back and forth. And then I got too busy training kids and a couple of professional fighters that I really wasn't training myself anyway, and I was getting sick and almost dying. So I said, well, maybe being a trainer is where it's at. Later in life, probably not that, 15 years ago, I said, yeah, I need to start doing something for myself.
Yeah.
I would still get sick, and through exercise, through what all the doctors told me I was actually allergic to, I figured, you know what, I'm going to stop listening and start doing what I'm not supposed to do. And by exercising and by boxing, I've beaten it.
I know that's an amazing story, and the beauty of that is obviously you're coming full circle. For those that don't know, Gus was inducted into the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. So I mean, to go from and what was it called, anaphylactic shock
Yeah.
To Boxing Hall of Fame. So if that's not living your dream, I don't know what is. And so congratulations for that. What
Thank
year?
you. 2022.
2022. Wow. It seems like it seems like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
You came on the TGI Now podcast and you were telling us, I got the call, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then you came back on and you talked about how you went and you guys were there and you've made a lot of great friends in the business. I mean, you bring a lot of people to the table, and it's a testament to the business that you guys have built together. Never give up, being the doer, not do as I say, it's do as I do. I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm not going to sit there and just tell you. I'm going to show you. I mean, I've seen videos of you guys in action. I've seen Gus in action with the jump rope, and it's just, it's a testament to showing people like anybody can do this. You just have to get in the door. And Macy, you're a big part of that because you set the tone and you are the one that's getting those people going. And then Gus takes care of the training, the boxers and things of that nature. So, for the audience out there, they get to know you both, that you're both there. It's a team effort. And that's the beauty of what you guys do. That's awesome. Tell me if there's anything you guys have that's going on new now that you're bringing up, anything you got going on that you're going to be doing at the gym that's a new class or anything of that nature.
No, we keep it, nothing. There's always something changing, but everything's always the same, all at the same time. So, Macy has really taken our gym to the next level as far as coming in and, yes, doing the classes, but I think she was born to train the Parkinson's patients because, I mean, they love her and she loves them. I mean, I love them also, but Macy just does a great job with them. She does a great job with everybody, but to go back on what you said about all the fighters, Oscar De La Hoya and the Hall of Fame, all of that stuff. That stuff I have a lot of great stories, but there's been nothing more fascinating than watching the Parkinson's patients make incredible progress, like unbelievable progress to the point where one couldn't even talk because your throat is a muscle. And to get him, he was talking again and doing things they never thought they would do, and watching Macy work with the Parkinson's patients and achieve that it's the most amazing thing in my almost 30 years at the gym.
Wow, that's awesome. How
Yeah.
did go ahead, Mace.
Well, I just was going to say, I actually just today had lunch with 6 of the Parkinson's ladies. You know, most of our Parkinson's group is men, but we do have 6 women. Obviously, the disease affects men more, but we have about 6 to 8 women in the group too. And 6 went to lunch today, and some of them are seasonal. You know, they're down here now, but they go back up north in a couple months. And some of them do rock steady boxing up there, and it's similar, but it's obviously different than our gym. And they just said today, and I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but she said, you make the gym here. Like, you make this class, you know, like, and she even does virtual boxing with her gym up in where's she from? Massachusetts? I don't know, somewhere, one of the whatever. But she still does it virtually every other day down here with her old trainer, and then she, you know, physically comes to us the other 3 days a week. And she just says, you know, you make the workout, you make the class. So I mean, I love it. I never thought I would be doing this. I went from being a CPA who sat at a desk, like, this is technically tax season, I would be working from sunrise to sunset
Neat.
and
Yeah,
hate myself.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you know, we
yeah.
just thought, let's just do this 100% of my time. So 2019 was my last tax season, and I committed to the gym full time, and I've been doing it ever since. I mean, I was doing it before that too, but
Yeah,
I
but now,
got, you know, I stopped with the accounting in 2019, and I couldn't be happier.
She went
that's
from cooking the books to throwing left hooks. So it's
right. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. That's another great story. I mean, that's a success story. Like,
Yeah.
how, now the Rock City Boxing, is that, like, I remember you guys were telling me about that Rock City, and it's for the Parkinson's. Is that like nationwide? Is that a network
Yeah.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
Worldwide, yeah.
worldwide? Wow.
Worldwide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was started back in like 2008 by an attorney and in Illinois, and he had early onset Parkinson's. He was like 39 and diagnosed, and went downhill quick. And he had to resign from, you know, the courthouse because his tremors were so bad, people were noticing, and and then he had a friend who was in boxing. Long story short, he started Rock Steady Boxing because he saw how quickly his symptoms, you know, subsided when he was boxing. And so he started the Rock Steady Boxing organization, you know, in 2008. And we went up to Illinois in 2017 and did a 2 full days of training. And on the flight home, we said, man, if we can help one person, this was
Right.
worth the trip, because it was unbelievable to see their group. And then now we have our own group that we see transform, you know, in a matter of a couple classes. They're doing things they couldn't do on their first day.
Wow, that's a great point. And, you know, and in getting involved in that is it like you said, to reach one is to reach all. If you help one person and you had that motivation when you came back, like, if we could just help one person, and now look what it's blossomed to.
Mhm.
I think after we do this video and we send, and this goes out on the platforms that we send it out on, that, you know, you'll get more people that'll hear this story, because that's what you need, is a testimony to the success that House of Champions brings to the table right here in our backyard in Vero Beach, Florida, which I'm proud to have you guys as part of it, and to have you guys, you know, really, you know, showing what your expertise is. It's such a great story.
And this our gym's for everybody. You know,
Yeah,
that's the thing. When you think about it, you have every walk of life, you know, from the kids to the doctors to the lawyers to the everybody, you
yeah,
know, to the world champions, everybody training side by side. I mean, last night was a perfect example, because usually our rock steady boxing is separate from other classes, but 2 nights a week we combine them, and everybody works together, and it's everybody working as a team, and whether everybody has different goals, whether it's, you know, they have Parkinson's, they're fighting Parkinson's, they want to lose weight, they want to gain confidence, they want to be a fighter, they just want to get in great shape, whatever it is, or they're looking to beat the boredom of the regular gyms and come try boxing and learn. Everybody's working together and helping each other, so it's a great atmosphere.
It's a win-win, and that's the beauty of and like the Parkinson's too. Like you said, you get to see that transformation, and you're building a network of people. Not to mention, Parkinson's people get prescribed medication, but your guys' antidote is let's get out there and box, and let's not get on the medication. Let's learn healthy, and let's do it the right way. And that makes total sense too. I mean, that came to mind as soon as you said that. I was like, yeah, that's a better antidote than being on medication. I'd rather be moving, and find
one of the ladies I just went to lunch with, she said that exact same thing. She said, "This is my medicine. Coming to the gym, this is my medicine." And she's had Parkinson's for several years, and she said, "This is my medicine," because it works. It really does.
That's awesome. We're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to go ahead and play the House of Champions commercial, and then we'll be right back, and we'll finish up this conversation. Tired of the same old workout? Come knock out your fitness goals at Gus Curren's House of Champions. Founded in 1996 right here in Vero Beach, Florida, our Hall of Fame trainers will push you to your limits and beyond. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, we have the perfect class for you, including the one-of-a-kind rock-steady Parkinson's training. So come join the fight and unleash the champion inside you. Give them a call, 772-713-1157, or go to gchouseofchampions.com. There we go. And we're back. And we got your House of Champions website up. Look at that. So, yeah, the website's great. So I wanted to have that brought up so you guys, so that the audience can check it out and see if they want more information. They can go to your website. They can give you guys a call, like the commercial said. It gives them a little insight on, some of the history of House of Champions and some of the testimonials on there. It's a really great website. You guys, whoever did it for you, did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks good. And what's the best way to get in touch with you guys if they want to come and check out a class, or even just to show and observe before they decide to jump full bore into the training?
Well, you can't just come and observe. If you show up, you got to work out. So
hey, I do.
No. We have whenever they come and say, "Well, I'm just going to watch," I say, "No, you're not. You're here. You're going to wrap up," because honestly, your first class is free. If you made it all the way there, you might as well just jump in and do it. But the number on the website, that's my cell phone, but that's the main number to the gym. So you can just call or text if you have any questions. We usually get back to you within the day. And be happy to answer any questions. And obviously you can stop by. We are only there the hours that are listed on that on the schedule. We're not there in the middle of the afternoon really, but we're there every morning, and then we're there Monday through Thursday in the evening. And obviously we're closed on Sunday. But yeah, that schedule on our website is 100% accurate. We never don't show up. If the time's on there, we will be there.
Okay. And what are the class times and days, so people out there know, so they, if they come by?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning, we do a class at 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we're there for 4 hours in a row. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do classes at 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. for the regular members. 9 a.m. is slotted for the Rocksteady boxing group. Okay. And then Monday through Thursday, 5 o'clock, it starts around 5:15 p.m., but we do the evening class 5:15 to 6:15. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, that's when the Parkinson's group also comes at night. Nice. It's a little confusing, but it's on there. And then Saturdays, 8 for regular, 9 for the Rocksteady boxing group. So 6 days a week.
And that's on the website too?
That's on the website too. On the website, we have 2 links. One is for the regular member schedule. The second one below that says Rocksteady boxing schedule. So they have 2 separate schedules, and the times are listed on there.
All right. I didn't think Gus worked that much.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Now, you guys are a great team. I've witnessed it, and I've been there many times, and I like to come there just to get away from it all, and to really, I even love the nostalgia of the boxing gym, because my father trained Matthew Sad Muhammad and the Traits brothers and all those guys up in Philly for the Monco Boxing Company. So he used to take me to the gym, so I enjoyed that. So when I go there, it kind of brings me back to my childhood a little bit. I'm like, oh, I remember coming to the gym and hearing all these noises and all that when I was a kid, because they were always, they got me in the ring, and they're teaching me stuff. So I need to get back in there and give it a go again. You guys have got me motivated now. So I'm
well, you noticed all of our new posters we had up the other day when you stopped by.
Isn't that great? I know. I noticed it right away. I look. I'm
Yep.
like, oh, look at that. I'm like, I don't miss a beat, especially Gus's memorabilia room too. It's like,
Yeah.
that's even more impressive. I mean, I was like, oh god, look at all this. I thought I had memorabilia, but that's a testament to the hometown feel of House of Champions. I mean, you got your Vero Beach Dodgers shirt on. That brings back memories for us. Yeah. So I mean, that's our childhood. So it's nice to have these friendships and to be able to do these type of things and be able to show people what you guys are all about from start to finish, from the time you started to the Hall of Fame, and now training people that have Parkinson's, so champions to Parkinson's. I mean, there isn't many gyms on the planet that can say that. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So it's a one of a kind place. And if you haven't been there, give them a call, go see them, go to the website. I recommend you guys check Gus Curren's House of Champions right here in Vero Beach, Florida. We really appreciate you guys being
Yeah.
here.
You got
I was going to say one more thing. Our youngest is I think our youngest is 7 years
wow.
old, and our oldest is, how old is Walter? What did he say? 86?
86.
I think our oldest is 86. So we have all ages.
All ages, man. That's incredible. Like,
Yeah.
there's not any place you can say that. And then to say that, you had, like I said, De La Hoya, Macho Camacho, Zab Judah, Lou Duva was, Sherman Tank Williams, Mike Maroney, people that were local. I mean, there's so many people that have walked through the halls of Gus Curren's House of Champions, and how many
So
people.
many. It's legendary. It's the stories and the legends that have been through there, and it's incredible, really. And it's hard to believe. Like I said, it's hard to believe it's almost 30 years. And but nothing like a real, genuine boxing gym. There's nothing like it. And you know that growing up in Philly, and growing with your dad. But
Yeah, I saw a lot of champions, come through there, and he didn't take me to the fights though. That was the thing. I always got to go to I watched him train, but then he's like, you can't go to the fights. I'm like, why not?
The funny thing about that is, though, if you were in a Philadelphia gym, it was like being in my gym. I don't even watch hardly any fights because all of the sparring that I've seen in my gym is so above and beyond all this other stuff you see now. So
That's true. That's so true, man. That's that. Yeah, I remember those days. It taught me a lot. It taught me about hard work. Like you say, never give up. It's just
Right.
it's hard work. You have to put in the work. You can't
Whatever it is that you're looking to get out of the gym, right? Like I said, whether it's to fight Parkinson's, it's to lose weight, it's to have fun, it's to learn a skill. Whatever, everybody comes for something different. Whatever it is you're looking to get out of it, you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
So whether that's competing or whether that's just to have fun, whatever it is, we got it.
Yep. And you're going to make sure that people are motivated. That's the beauty of it too.
That's
Right.
for sure.
You've
That's
trained
for sure.
them
No
back.
excuses. No excuses to fail. None.
That's right. I've heard Macy in there go, let's go. I'm like, oh, gee. I'm like, all right.
She's meaner than me.
I was like, oh, geez. Yeah,
No.
but you guys make a great team, and we really
Thank
appreciate
you.
coming on the Connecting People and Places podcast. So now people connect the people to the place, and that's Gus Curren's House of Champions, sponsor of the board report right here, Indian River Connections. So thank you guys. We really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
John.
Thank you.
All right. Tired of the same old workout? Come knock out your fitness goals at Gus Curren's House of Champions. Founded in 1996 right here in Vero Beach, Florida, our Hall of Fame trainers will push you to your limits and beyond. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, we have the perfect class for you, including the one-of-a-kind rock-steady Parkinson's training. So come join the fight and unleash the champion inside you. Give them a call, 772-713-1157, or go to gchouseofchampions.com.